Well, since you saw the stream title, you know we're playing Serah. Not Serah Angel. Not Sarah Michelle Gellar. We are playing Serah Farron in this format. Let's see. None of these cards are going to get banned. It's a pretty safe deck. Come Monday, I'm pretty sure. So we're trying to do stuff with Serah Farron and get some pretty wild starts, but I actually think this deck has some clunk in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how we do with it. Serah Farron is 3 mana, 1 a green and a white for a 2/2 legendary human citizen. The first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 2 or more other legendary creatures, you may transform. Serah Farron. The first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. That's the same line of text, but also legendary creatures you control get +2/+2 on crystallized Serah. It is very, very sad. But I wanted to see how good Helping Hand could be in here. We've got a lot of stuff that discards in this deck. And Helping Hand actually lets us do something kind of cool with Serah Farron. If we Helping Hand the Serah out of our graveyard, do you see? We have not cast a legendary spell that turn. So if we get like turn 3, spend a mana, Helping Hand the Serah out of our graveyard, well now we can also cast a Biza or a Halana and Elena on the same turn. Can we try that? Can we go a little bit is all I'm saying. We've got Inti, Seneschal of the Sun in here to help discard cards and make our legends larger, get deeper into our deck. Just a really good card people have kind of forgotten about in some ways. There's also Tersa Light Shatter as a 3 of, maybe the most aggressive creature in the deck, but she's got a really good, enter the battlefield trigger. And sometimes we'll even be able to get stuff back from our yard with it. And finally, Joshua. It's also Lorn of the Third Path. This will blow up cutters and stuff. Maybe it should be a 2 of. We'll see. Dion, Bahamut's Dominant, which is kind of fun to say and almost rhymes. You can basically rhyme those 2 words. But this is not Biza. We are carrying 3 copies of Biza. But instead of a 4th, we're going to play Dion here. This actually really I like Joshua for some of the same reasons. You see, this deck is just kind of a zooey, just a bunch of creatures, they're not really, they're disparately attached, we're going to try to curve out, and how good is that in today's standard? I think a deck like this needs a way to kind of go over the top, and I think that Joshua helps us do that. We have this 5 mana mode on Joshua that gives us this awesome thing, and then gives us some board presence. And on Dion, we have a 6 mana mode late in the game that when it turns over, all of our other guys get a counter and gain flying. That could just end the game. That could just end the game right then and there. But if it doesn't, then eventually we'll get Dion back. That's another 2/2 night creature token. Everything flies, right? The knights fly. And we also get to blow something up with Giga Flare. So I'm going to try 1 Dion, but I actually think this might be really important when you're making the sauce for a deck like that. I think Dion might be really good. So there are some cards that I have some hopes for. Apart from that, Torgal's a brand new card too. This is 2 mana for a 2/2. It just adds a mana of any color. Could be important in a 3-color deck, and it also gives us another way of getting like a turn 3 Biza or Halana and Elena. I think these are important lines. And Torgal also benefits from the fact that most of the creatures in our deck are humans, right? Like Beza's not a human, and Bristly Bill's not a human. And Torgal himself, right? But for the most part, like 20 of our creatures are humans, so let's try Torgal out. Get some more +1/+1 counters. Give it a shot. We've got 2 Abrades in here, 3 Get Lost, 3 Burst Lightning to kind of round out the spells in the deck. And that is it. That was a pretty long deck tech. I didn't really mention the Surak either, or the Melira for that matter, but this will help protect the Serah. The Melira will, which I think is important. Thinking about including Skrelv in here as well for a similar reason. You could also include Hajar in here for a similar reason. He's the Gruul 2-drop that sacrifices to give all legends indestructible. There are options for protecting your Serah. But do we have the breathing room in standard to get set up with something like this? That's the real question. Is this, too much to ask? I guess is the question. So let's answer it. Let's play some games. Opponent goes first. We're up against Elk Ones here, or Elk Ones. Maybe it's Elk Ones. Could be. Hand is... It's fine. I guess it's all right. The real question is what 2-drop do we want here? Oh my god, a forest on turn 1. Let's go. They bushwhack for a land. What does that mean? What are you? Something. Oh, they get a mountain. That's not good news. Let's drop an Inspiring Vantage and Sega Genesis. Mountain. Side quest. Ooh, it's Side Quest Raise a Chocobo. Neat. Well, I'm going to Burst Lightning their Chocobo. I'm sorry, buddy. Should I wait for the traveling chocobo or whatever it's called next turn? No, I shouldn't. I should just play a 2-drop. I really want it to be Torgal, like so bad. So I guess I'm just gonna do it. Like Inti's better to get attacking sooner, but I guess if we play Torgal, we can just like double spell next turn potentially. I like that. Or draw like Tapland Surak. That's okay. A 5/4 Surak. It's wild. He's gonna remove our guy. I removed your guy. Like we're both trying to play new stuff from FF. It's my bad. I should have just let you have your chocobo. You know, you got a land drop in your deck that cares about lands. Happened to us last. Remember when we tried to play Jund Landfall a couple of weeks ago and it was just miserable. We never drew lands in our landfall deck. They're gonna raise a chocobo. A second one. Maybe this one will be the one you need. Maybe this one will be the black chocobo, you know? Razor Verge Thicket. Let's throw that one down. Let's throw that bad boy down. Okay, so it's our first human spell each turn. Our first one. So with that in mind, I think we should... Well, if we make Melira a 4/4, they have to drop 2 lands to make this bird big enough to attack into Melira. So that's cute. We could also just Surik. We could still just Surik. But... Inti doesn't have to attack. Yeah, just whenever you attack. Alright, so we'll Melira... 4/4, and then we'll play Inti. That's a pretty good turn 3 board, you know? Oh yeah, we have to hold up for Melira the rest of the game. That's always fun. Ooh, what you got? What you gonna kill it? Don't kill my guy. I need that guy. Alright, so they get their +1 on a land drop. Lumbering World Wagon, they get another +1 here. Sick. Do I block with the Inti? You know, I think I might if they come in. If they come in, we just counterattack. They can't afford to do that. I want to leave the World Wagon up. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. We draw a land. That's pretty poopy. Let's drop it. Mountain on top. I don't want any more of those. Why do you give me so much land? So many lands, dude. So many lands. So if we attack with the Melira, they just block with the World Wagon, right? And like... Alright. I can make that trade and be like kind of happy. Of course, I guess we can get to a 5/5 pretty easily. Discard a land. Wait. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Discard the basic. We draw a land. That's so funny. I've already played a land this turn too. But that's my own fault. Oh, they're not going to block. Yeah, they want their 4 birds. Give me my boys. Here comes Surik. That's a big boy right there. That's a big man. We got a bunch of legends in play. I'll say that much. But what can we do with it? Let's find out. I raised that chocobo with a Z. That's so funny. You're really funny, Chart Farley. You should do what I do. You're better at it, honestly. Whenever I do come up with something, I'm always very proud of myself. I don't write my videos. Like sometimes I'll have like a little joke or like in mind ahead of time, but for the most part, not really. Just go in there and kind of wing it. So are you attacking with this guy? I'll take 6. So what are you gonna take? 1 million? Okay, so they bushwhack the Inti. Nah. Alright, we get a helping hand so we can get the Inti back anyway. That's nice, dude. That's actually nice. That's nice. Good job, Surik. Coming through. You're really attacking. I just take that, right? Like, I just take that damage. It's fine. Maybe block with a Torgal? Do you trample? No. 7 is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like 7's so much. I can kill it right now with the Surik, and like that's good. Just get the Surik back, you know. You got, well, yeah. So maybe I do want the Torgal. Because how many things do they have in their deck that actually target my guys? You know what I'm saying? All right, Melira on top. I don't want it. I think I'm probably misplaying like crazy. but we're going to have the much better board in like all phases of the game, you know. Here comes Dion, so we get a knight as well. Let's Helping Hand, and honestly, I kind of want this Inti more than I want the Serah still. Because now we get an attacks trigger. And I can put a counter on whatever I want. Oh, Inti's a knight, so he flies. That's nasty. Brother. That's so cool. Alright, so what do I want to get a counter here? The thing attacking, you know? Or wait, I can't. Wait, oh, I don't mean to be doing this. Next. Attack first. I was sitting here thinking like Inti's the guy. Like Inti's going off right now. But I have to actually discard a card in order to get the ability. I thought it was draw then discard. Haven't played with Inti in a long time. Excuse me. Alright, so we won our first game against Red-Green Chocobo Landfall. Which, you know, is probably like our best matchup, dog. Alright, opponent goes. Have we gone first? I don't know that we have. But we're up against a Serah here. And I guess the hand is okay. Yeah. Yeah, we got a couple things that let us discard and a Helping Hand, so let's give it a shot. Opponent starts on mountain. Yikes. So, yeah, we have to go Lush Portico turn 1. Land on top? Land on top? Come on. It's got the requisite 24 in it. A braid, I want it. Opponent starts on mountain. Get the feeling I might need some removal. Another Gruul deck. Here comes Sunset Strike Master. It taps for red. Huh. I'm going to kill this main phase before it can tap for mana. And say go. That's a little worrisome. We still need a land, by the way. We never drew the third land. Which is how you lose games of Magic. Another Sunset Strike Master. Let's just do it all over again, I guess. There's a Plaza of Heroes. Good, good. All right, so what do we actually plan on playing this turn? I think Josh, actually. See what you do, buddy. Put a couple of good dudes in our yard. So I think both Bill and NT, we can get the NT back, and we still have a Bill. Draw another Biza. Second copy of that. Say go. They're just ramping over there. They're trying to play big boys. Who isn't? I like a big boy just as much as the next guy. Here comes Thorn Vault Forger here. They're just ramping. Gonna have 7 potential mana available next turn. That is dangerous. What if? What if we bill? B-I-L-L bill. And then throw down this Plains. Put the counter on Joshua. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright, and then Helping Hand. And get the Inti. Uh-huh. And then I can swing with Josh. Discard a land. Huh? Come on. Yeah, we're going to discard a card. Put a counter on Josh so that they can't double block him to death. Which I don't think they're going to do anyway. But now he has 6 toughness, which is really important. It's a Razor Verge Thicket. Already played our land for turn. Who cares? Go. Alright. What now, brown cow? They're going to torch the tower of the bill. We got some value. But what now, Serah? Interesting game. It could be anything. You know, apart from a boat. I don't know if it's... I don't think it's a boat this time, but maybe it's just big dragons. Okay, Outcaster Trailblazer. So Vaultborn Tyrant is in your deck. Or like something like that. You're doing that. So you have 4 mana still. Okay, Stinger back. It's big boys. All right. They draw off that. We get a Get Lost, which is pretty fortunate when you think about it. What do you get lost here? You know, Trailblazer is a really potentially very dangerous card. Yeah, Beezle will gain us some life if our life total gets too low, right? Just get lost to Trailblazer. think that might be right. Let's find out. Let's get in with the Joshua. See what happens. Discard a Biza. Sure. Sure. I'll discard a Biza. You don't know me. Get an Inti off the top. That kind of sucks. We do have a 6-7. Let's see if they take the double. They don't do that. Okay. Okay. They don't. So they go to 9. And I think that... Is this cast? Is this a cast trigger? No, it's an enters trigger. Okay, that's good. If we cast Biza right now, we get the creatures. We also get the card. Ooh. Am I that afraid? Am I that afraid of that terror over there? Not really. Am I that afraid they'll draw one card? Maybe I'll need to get lost on something better. You know, like, you know. Got a Tursa off the Biza. Of course, our 2 fish. Can I hit the bear on the right? Sure. Well, the Trailblazer in the way. Maybe I can't. Sure thought I could. So they get another Trailblazer. That's... Rah! Yeah, he's going to wave at me. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thanks, Pooh Bear. Got him a nice little salmon over there. Burst Lightning the Inti. Okay. We're recovering. Swing 6. Go to 14. Land. So what are we doing? We are playing Tursa, aren't we? Yeah. Try to draw an untapped land off that. We still have Get Lost up. It's probably correct. Swing with this turn as well. So just drop the land and see what happens. It's a Serah. Ooh. That's pretty good. That could be key, actually. So, swing the boys. Hold on. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 20 on the board. Over there, as long as we can block with fish, we should be fine. You guys don't trample or anything. Not right now. Who knows what they do next turn. Play Nissa and everybody tramples. Then I might as well have attacked with everyone anyway, because I'm just as dead, right? So screw it. Let's get in. This will force them to block with some stuff. Ooh, a helping hand off the top, but we can't. Plaza's the only thing open. That would have been nice. Get Inti back. Bill, even. And they do take a double up here. That's interesting. Go to 5. Trade with the Tursa. Then Serah doesn't flip next turn, but I'm not that worried about it. Maybe we'll just draw another legend. Maybe. Maybe I'll become the Queen of England. There, we'll probably draw a land next turn, to be honest. All right, so they're deciding whether or not to actually do this right now. They're not convinced. Are you? You just don't know. You can't quite. Timeout used. Whew. Asaria. It's a tough one. It's a toughie down here in silver, buddy. It is a tough one. So they block the Biza with the Forager. Okay. Okay. And then, you know, I'm a person, right? You know, I'm not just like a computer-controlled opponent. I am, in fact, a person. Burst Lightning. Okay. Doesn't matter there. Blow up their entire board except for the Stinger back, which we have an answer for. And they draw a land. Let's go. Okay. Cool, cool. Cool stuff. Cool beans. Even. We still gotta take these fish all the way. We can't play the Serah unless we draw an untapped land. What is the hold up, my guy? The Fabled Passage. You're seriously sitting on that Fabled Passage. We drew a tapped land, which is poopy. That's pretty poopy. But let's get in with the fish. Defish. Now they're on it. Now they're on that button. All right. So I'm just going to main phase. I don't know. They could have Snakeskin Veil. They probably don't, but they've got some really important, hard to protect creatures in the deck. So Just in case. What'd you draw? What'd you draw, homie? Oh, we don't know. Ugh. All right, so that's not good. That's not good to play Serah into. So let's try to get in on attacks and put him at 5. Can we take these fish all the way? They go to 5. Sick. Serah Farron comes down. Right, yeah. That Fabled Passage is still there. They're in silver playing all the angles, dude. We never know if they have something because that Fabled Passage is always up. Yep, it was Torch. Of course. Of course it was Torch. Boo. Boo. Boo this man. Alright, so still in a top deck battle. The problem is they have a bunch of huge guys in their deck. So we'll see. We'll see. Here's a Burst Lightning. Let's try and get in with the fish. Let's cap it off, baby. Burn deck for the win. What are you doing? It's hanging, so you can do something right now. You don't have a Fabled anymore out anymore. So you can do something with that card. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hello? Thank you. Oh my god, we're getting in. Oh, we're getting in, honey doll. That's whatever. That's whatever. You don't shock one, that's fine. Put you at 4. And then what if? Just what if we targeted you with a fully kicked Burst Lightning? What would happen then? All right, good. This game. Woo! All right, buddy. Good job, Asaria. Good job. That really could have gone either way. If they'd have drawn like a Ballborn Tyrant that turn, that would have been our butt, Mr. Postman. That would have been terrible. We're up against Lucky Prophet. Let's hope they are neither one of those things. They do get to go first, so I guess they got that going for them. That is luck right there. All right, so Bill into Serah Farron. We can go Inti into Serah. That's not bad either. Oh, Spyglass Siren off of a Spire Bluff Canal. We might have some problems. Let's Lush Portico turn 1. Copper Line Gorge. Maybe I want that. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. All right, Prophet. What you got? Spyglass Siren. All right. You gonna use a map token? That's usually the sequence here. Yeah, let's go. Draw land. Nope. It's a Knight Errant of Eos. Huh. Some sort of Jeskai. Oh, it's just the Jeskai. You're still playing this? Man. Somebody out here fighting the good fight in the arena. Still playing this deck. I love it. I love it. All right, so Copperline Gorge, and we go Starting Town next turn is the play. So Inti here. Sure. So 2 go wide decks here tonight. We got rabbits earlier of all things, and now we got this thing with the Imidane's Recruiter. They must already have one. They just put this in their yard. They just put an Imidane's Recruiter in their yard from the top of their library. We got a 14 off these Sirens. We're gonna die to them before too long. Serah. Oh, Serah. Swing in with the NT, discard Forest. NT goes to 3/3. We get a land, of course. I feel like I've gotten land off NT a bunch tonight. And now let's see how they choose to play things here. We get Biza for 2 mana next turn, and we can still play Bill after that. So sexy, you know. Here comes Recruiter. Okay, so that's a lot of damage. 3/6/9. Damn girl, fine. Hey, would you sock it to me one more time? Yikes. Yikes, Reno, dude. We got an 8. Yeah, we got to block. Nothing to it but to do it. We got to block it. Really? Is that correct? Was that correct? Because, like, if we don't block it, we get the Biza, we get the life. We get the power, we get the money, we get the women. Serah into nothing. Or Biza, no tokens, but do we need the tokens? Like, do we absolutely need the tokens? Let's go Biza. Draw Plaza of Heroes. That's kind of good, actually. Well, Yeah, I'll drop the lore in here. Draw land, of course. Of course. NT has been drawing lands tonight, buddy. Call him John Avon, because he be drawing lands. Alright, here come the boys. We go to 8 off of the spyglasses. They don't do anything else, though. It's interesting. Resolve this, Serah? Yes. Move to attacks? Yes. Holy crap. Alright. Well, I guess we'll just attack with both these boys. Discard the plaza and try to get a burst lightning, I guess. Yeah. So we can still play the Serah. So that just kills them. If they can't do anything about it, it just kills them. Yeah, they're just dead. Nice. Alright, sick. Sick. Wow, that kind of came out of nowhere for both of us, opponent. That's a pretty solid line there. I guess Serah's a decent magic card. Opponent goes first. I think we're on 6 games. We've gone first once. So, and I still think that we've maintained a decent win percentage here. So that feels good. It's not a bad opener, really. Really. All right, start on the Elegant Parlor here. Bill goes in the yard. We already have one. Bill's been not great so far, but I think it's just because we haven't been in the right situation for Bill. So green-white mana into Up the Beanstalk. It's an Overlord of the Mistmoors type situation here, I assume. Razor Verge Thicket into Torgal. I do like Bill, though. Go Bill, we go Joshua into counter next turn, or Serah into counter. 4 mana next turn does what? Bill and Melira? It's not enough, really. Yeah, let's go Bill. I think this is just faster, you know? But we'll see. Alright, so we got to play Starting Town to get it untapped here. Counter will go on Bill. And then if I play Serah Farron, here and now, you know, I could play Josh, discard the Serah, try to get a helping hand or another Serah, you know what I mean? That would be a gross play. Oh, there's a lot of lines. There's so many lines in this deck, dude. I don't think that Serah's correct, actually. I don't. I think we got Joshua here. I think that's right. And then we discard tapped land, maybe Melira. Probably have to worry about Day of Judgment next turn or something. Let's get in for 3. Herd migration. So it is just this kind of party. Watch out for sweepers, everyone. Watch for falling sweepers. There's Elspeth Smites. Wow. Wow. I got all the cards. I got every single one of the cards. It is domain too. I was thinking it was just green-white at first, but that is an island they've just played. Alright, so this turn we want to Torgal into Inti, maybe? That's probably right. Let's go Torgal. Yeah, I'll play all these first. I don't care. To Inti. Attack, discard, Torgal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the play right there, sir. Counter on that. Exile, we get an Inti. There's a problem with Legends decks. Binding, they just got it all, baby. They got it all. They got it all. They got it all. Honestly, I think the play there is to take 4 and then wait till next turn when we transform the Joshua. And make us pay 5 mana, you know, and then split it. They got it all. They got it all. They got it all, and they still got 5 in their hand. That's wild, dude. That is wild. Well, let's Lauren away. You would think the beans, but, you know, I'm going to take the binding here, I think. Sure. Discard Serah Farron. No. I don't have to. There's nothing saying I have to. And we get this Plaza of Heroes untapped one turn. It's going to be great. Okay, so here comes Beans. Draw a card. Into Get Lost. Entire deck is removal spells. Snooze. Alright, so Biza, we draw a card. Really would like to have more than one legendary out so we can cast Serah, but it refuses to happen. Let's play Beza. I'm just gonna pronounce it every way it can be pronounced. We draw a Copperline Gorge. Let's play it. Well, they really don't want us to have that that Joshua trigger, do they? It's an Abrade. No. I don't think I want that. I might be wrong on the Abrade. Might be better than drawing a land, right? Here comes Spelunking. That's most of their mana. Does draw a card. Throws a land down. They got 2 mana left. Well, yeah, 2. So yeah, Spelunking makes it untapped. So. Leyline Binding in the yard. Look at that. Look at the disrespect they're showing us. That is certainly what that is, too. So they have another. They have another. Alright, so let's... Serah Farron. It wants us to tap our plazas here. I think that's correct, though. Yeah. And move to attacks. Yes. Let's transform her. And let's go. You got a binding? I'm sure you do. Who cares? That's fine. No! Oh my god. So they go to 9. I'm sure they have Sunfall. I mean, they gotta have... Come on. I am amazed. There's a reason I didn't use this map is because I was sure one of these guys was going to be dead. I was sure one of these guys would be dead. Bees on top. Shoo. Shoo. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it. That's good insurance. Leyline Binding. We got some soup for that. It's like they keep drawing off of Beans here, but they are kind of running low on bindings. That's 3 this game. Oh, you're going to take the Serah, are you? Okay. That's cool. Pass. My turn? Can I get lost that? Can I get lost your Leyline Binding? Is that cool? Is that fine if I do that? You gonna be mad if I do that? I don't want you to be mad at me. Yeah, skip. Okay. Woo! Alright, so we just beat Domain. Or a deck like it, you know, the Leyline Binding deck. And that's pretty good. It's not bad at all, dude. Wowza. Alright, so one more tonight. We will play but one more game, and then we'll get to the wrestling predictions I know everyone loves so much. This deck is doing all right. He's even better than Triple H. Do you understand? This is quadruple H. We go first. Torgal into Dion or something. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Portico. Abrade. Sure. It's always worth it to have some removal. Insane that we haven't played against a cutter all night. Oh, Freya Crescent. Nice. Turn 1 Freya Crescent. That is the world I want to live in right there, dude. That's so cool. I'm going to play Torgal. Let's both get our ramps. But this will allow them to play a 3 casting cost equipment this turn. Yeah, Katana swing. That's so good. That's so good, dude. Swing for 3. Sick. That's so good. All right. All right, everybody. Let's, Oh, man. Why don't I have a 2-drop creature in my hand? Why don't I? Let's play Dion. I think Dion's correct. I could Biza. I'm not going to get much out of it. I will get a card and I will get some life. And, you know, I want the creatures, though. Yeah, let's go Dion. So I played Dion now. I'm not getting the creatures. But I wouldn't get a counter if I played the Biza, right? So, you know, it's a wash. See what you can do, Boros equipment opponent. I'm into it. I have not played against this deck yet. I've not seen anyone try. I will say turn 2 Samurai's Katana is kind of, you know, it's all right. That is all right. Okay, so they draw a mana from Freya. Buster Sword. Nice. Give them a nice Rebel Sick. Sick. So good. Oh, buddy. Butterino, dude. All right, sure. No, no. We might need a blocker next turn when they suit it up. Ooh. All right, so 5 mana this turn. We can play Serah into a Braid, kind of like that. Serah gets a counter, too. That's good. And then I'll probably braid the Buster Sword, honestly, dude. Let's let him try to suit him up first. No attacks in turn. And we just blow up the creature. Or the sword. I'm actually still kind of on the fence on that one. Robin. Oh. Ooh. Well, you can't attack that Buster Sword just yet. Or attach the Buster Sword just yet. And they're not going to. A lifelink Adalbert Steiner. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, well. Yeesh. Yeesh. Alright, so let's see what they do here. They're probably going to get in, yeah, with both guys. Oh my goodness, that's hard. That is hard. I'm glad I had this braid. Why are you a 4/3, brother? Why are you that? I have to kill the Adalbert. I have to do that. And I have to do it this turn, like at some point this turn. I guess we take 4 here. Whew, go to 10. Man. Really like feeling the pressure from the equipment stack. Let's play Biza. We'll get the life. Oh! It wouldn't have mattered if I'd have played the land first. Alright. Lauren? Yes. Yeah, we'll take that, dude. Then we can transform the Serah. Yes. Get him with just the wolf. Yeah. We gotta start doing some damage. Alright, everybody, let's hold on. Hold on. They play a land. They play Giot. Okay. That'll just draw discard. Might be better on subsequent turns. So will Robon attack this turn and freely equip the sword, or will he just spend mana equipping the sword? They spend mana equipping the sword. Okay. Cool. And they come in too. Not with everyone. Why don't you attach... You could have attached the sword to Freya. That's the thing to do, right? Oh, okay, sure. Let's just trade then. That's fine. Do you have like... Okay, you don't have first strike. Good. So we trade. We get a Lauren. What do we blow up with this? The Buster. Hey, you Buster. Get out of here. And we can play another Serah here. And it's a 4/4. Look at that. Yeah, scoop it up, equipments. I'm so sorry, bud. I am so sorry, dude. Oh my goodness, we rank up in silver tier. How it's so impossible to do that. All right, so fun night tonight with this deck.